Crawford, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
A couple of days to get adjusted. How does it feel to be appointed the new head of referee operations?
It feels really exciting, and to have the honour to lead the referee operations team at the Scottish FA is probably something I thought would never occur. But before I get into that, I think I'd like to pay tribute to the reason as to why the vacancy became available, and that's to John. And it was really, heartbreaking in terms of what happened. And I worked with John Fleming for many years. Maybe tell you a little story. The very first training camp that I went to as a Category 1 referee back in 2001, 2002, we roomed together. John and I were roommates, and then we were put together. So since then, I feel that as we've come through the ranks together, and then John led the team. So it's very, very sad and unfortunate. So I'd like to pay tribute to that. But looking forward, there's a lot to be done, and so much has happened, even in the interim, between when John, the role became vacant. And again, the team have done a magnificent amount of work, led by Tom Murphy. I don't know how they've managed to get through the power of work they've done in terms of the appointments and the development and everything else that has been delivered. So that's the first part. Looking forward, yeah, I'm just excited, and I think the opportunity to help develop referees and help develop Scottish football and the perception, hopefully, of refereeing is something I'm really looking forward to.
I mean, you come from near 30-year career as a referee, 10 years of that as a top flight official.
Yeah.
That's just looking at the refereeing side of things, of course. But what qualities, Crawford, do you think you'll bring to the role?
So you touched on refereeing, and clearly that's a very strong quality of anyone in this job. And I know there was a number of really, strong candidates and people who have got lots of refereeing background. The thing that I'd like to think that I can bring with that is I've been quite fortunate. I have been 30 odd years in the banking industry, and as I've developed my career there, I've gone through the ranks, and latterly I've been leading parts of the business with 150 direct reportees, 600 in the business that I looked after as part of a management team. And through that, I have been managing stakeholders, people who don't always agree with me. At the end of the day, you've got to get a business delivered. You've got customers who are looking at you and saying, what are you doing? And it's very much like football. As a referee, people are clearly not going to agree with the referees out there. And when I was, for example, head of risk in the area I was in the bank before I left, if I'm going into a meeting with a marketing team, they've got these brilliant ideas, and I think, yeah, they're really good, but you need to temper that with the risk and how you go out there. So it's a bit like coming in here. We have to manage the perception of people. So I think balancing that with stakeholder engagement with customers, challenging areas, and I think a lot of that, the head of referee operations at the Scottish FA is going to have to exhibit a lot of that through time.
Yeah, and I mean, you're in the door a couple of days now.
2 days, yes.
That list will be piling up, I'm sure. But if you look at that to-do list, what do you think are your priorities as you come into this role?
Yeah, good question. I think if we split the priorities into sort of two levels, maybe, one of the exciting bits of the role is that the remit is right from the newest referee who's actually maybe just gone onto the website for the first time and applying to do a referee course through recruitment, all the way from there. And that's where the masses of referees in this country are. And that's where I came from. I started refereeing youth football, then went into the amateur, and then eventually into junior football, before into the professional side of the game. And that's the other challenge. We've got to manage the expectations. All of our people in Scotland that are involved in football have got a perception of refereeing. Everybody's right. Yeah, but everybody's a wee bit wrong as well. So my job at the top level is to try to manage those perceptions as best we can. At the end of the day, referees are human beings. And as it says, even in the laws of the game, referees will make mistakes. My job at that top level is to try to help the guys get that balance between professional coaching, positioning, fitness, to minimise those. I don't think they'll ever go away because we're human, So there's the lower end, if I can call it that, where the masses are, and we've got to service that. How do we train and develop and get a consistent message and communicate the laws of the game, any changes, and make sure we can get out and do all of that, linked with the professional level all the way up to World Cup, Champions League, Europa League, at that level of refereeing. And the breadth of it's mind-blowing, but it's really exciting.
I can imagine. And you've touched on challenges throughout this interview, you've touched on opportunities as well. There's going to be a blend of both, I'm sure, and there's a lot of elements we've not touched on, including IFAB and so many different parts.
Yeah.
What do you see as the biggest challenges ahead?
So you touched IFAB. That's a new area for me, as a challenge for me. With my almost 30 years coming through Scottish refereeing and working with Scottish football, and having been the chairman of the National Referee Association as well, I have a pretty good handle, I'd like to think, on the structure of Scottish football and how we operate. IFAB, UEFA, international, that side of the coin is going to be, from an administrative and political perspective, new to me. So that's a big challenge for me personally. And that's where some of my business background hopefully will come in the stakeholder management. But it's exciting again because I don't think a lot of people in Scotland realise the history in IFAB, for example. The 4 home nations in FIFA, and we've got a seat at that table around the laws of the game. And I said to young referees when I've been coming through, and I've been the president of the Edinburgh Referee Association, which is where I am a member, and came through, I've said to the young guys, if you've got an idea or want to do something, you're so close you can fire the idea in either through the association or into the team here, and we've got a seat at the table. A referee in Germany can't do that. A referee in France can't do that. But from that perspective, for me it's a challenge, and it's something that I'm looking forward to learning and hopefully delivering to better, so that I think we say it's football for all. Everybody can take part and understand and have a part in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Crawford, we've barely scratched the surface,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but we've got plenty of time to talk more in depth as we move forward. So all the very best in the
Thank
role.
you.
Thanks a lot for sitting down with me.